Good morning. Welcome again. This is the Holub Project, bringing you yet another wonderful video. Today, we'll be working on my 6L90 GM transmission. It's been sitting out on the deck for a good number of years, and we're going to go through it today and see if there's anything good in it. Like 15 years ago, before I set it out there, this was supposed to be a good tranny. So it's a 2008 model, so that's before they did the upgrades on these things, so it needs to be gone through anyway. We'll start by popping the pan off and taking a look at the oil, and we will go from there. Let me put a new battery in you and we can get started. Alright, so to start off, we got a 10, a 15, inverted Torx, and a big old snap ring pliers. I think that's about all we'll need to get this thing going. Obviously a breaker bar for those bad boys in there, and an old wore out impact gun. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing you're going to want to do is take the snap ring off. Otherwise, you'll never get the pump bell housing off over the top of the input shaft. So that's a big old hard nasty one. Like I said, this thing's old. It's been sitting out. I haven't taken very good care of it. So whatever. That's what happens. Life gets in front of you and you just go at it, take care of priorities first, and away you go. So around the bell housing we go. Then you make sure you get that one rounded off there. There we go. Never mind. And we'll probably just leave one in there because we got to pull the pan off first. But I always like to get the pump bolts out. And what I'll normally do is I have an external bolt bin bucket, and we'll just go ahead and put everything in there. And then we'll slide the old platform back, move you over here. We'll knock out these 10 millimeters. Ooh. This ain't looking good, folks. There's a pan shot. A little bit of stuff in there, but the tranny oil is looking a little on the dirty side. Come on out of there, don't splash me. Alright, there we go. Set that in the pan. What do we look like here? Well, not terrible. Pull your plunger, and then that releases your mess out back there, your pigtail. Get this guy off. Get your range selector off of there. As times change, so do the transmissions that you get yourself into also. So you used to do a lot of 4L60Es, turbo 400s, 4L80s. Now I've got these things here, and they take external support. If it's not the same one, or if you replace this transmission control module, it has to be flashed in the vehicle. Kind of a pain in the butt. So anyway, there's that. Pop this guy. Come on. Oh, that's in there too. Son of a gun. Come on, Matt. Okay, so that's unplugged. Have to pop it loose from here. And then off of this tab up here. There we go. That's all free. This will pop right off of there. Get this this mess off back. Ain't nothing to it. It just pops off. So get yourself a little vice grip pull down on it. Okay, that twist. There we go. And they make a special tool for that, obviously. Alright, now your pass-through case connector is out of there. And you got to find yourself the funny looking bolts, and those are your inverted Torx. And then this whole thing comes off. I don't know if you can see them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inverted 11. Holy smokes, this gun's tired. And you would totally expect Ford to run these stupid fasteners, but they don't. They don't run them in their stuff. At least not their six speeds. You missed the teardown on that. Go back about a year, about August time frame, I think it was, and we did one of those back here on the channel. And there'll be more and more videos. Some of them will be a repeat. Because the better I get at making these videos, we'll just keep doing them. If you guys like watching this kind of stuff, because I don't mind doing them at all. We got another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I said there was 7 of them. 6. And there you go. There's your valve body. I don't know why it took GM so long to figure out that if you make a modular control body or modular valve body with the control module on it, everything's so much easier. I mean, Ford, even all the way back to the C4 transmissions, used a modular valve body instead of GM's dumb ideas of making 2 halves and then the check balls get to fall all over the place. And I'm a GM guy, so I don't even know. But anyway, let's keep moving. Get this last bolt out of here. Right like that. Okay, so I'm not sure if you guys are aware. This bell housing is also the pump. Let me pluck this off of here, set it on the table, and we'll show you. Folks come to me and ask me to redo these things for them, and they wonder why the price is so high. Well, I'm about to show you. So, this is your mega cost right here. When your torque converter fails, which they will, if you're driving around in one of these transmissions, it's got a 6-speed from GM in it, that torque converter will fail, and it'll destroy all of this. It'll destroy your pump. Then you have to replace your bell housing, your stator side of the pump here, and that in turn will take out your transmission cooler. Everything in your valve body needs to be cleaned. Everything in here needs to be cleaned. All that fine metal particle just goes all the way through everything. Then you got this drum here. Your 3-5 reverse, 1, 2, 3, 4. This weld will break right here. This little laser weld, that thing will break. So more cost. Also in this transmission, 3rd, 5th, and reverse, or sorry, 4th, 5th, and 6th is pretty weak too. And of course there's fixes for all this stuff. Pull out this guy. You might remember this like your Ford style thing, which they call the intermediate shaft. Those things will break on the Fords. They'll break on GMs too, but not as easily. And you got all this beautiful machined work here. Check all your bearing surfaces. This one looks like it was actually fairly low mile. Here's another one. Isn't that beautiful? The machine work today on these things is just gorgeous. Okay. Now we've got our King Kong Ramalama Ding Dong pliers here. Reach down in. And let me tell you. Might take you a couple of tries. Oh. Come on, you bad boy. There we go. Woo! Alright, so got that out of there. Next on the list, here's our center support. Come on. Oh boy. That's also big. And then make sure our little bearings go where they need to go. Okay, now we're getting down into the rear planetary. And that's it. Oh my God. Okay, so there we go. Nothing left in there. That's all she wrote. There, that wasn't so bad, was it? We'll go ahead and do a tear down on each one of these assemblies now. And then it'll be time to go to the car wash. Okay, so the things that we can't tear down, we're going to set underneath until it's time to take them and clean them. So this guy is going to go underneath. The pump, we'll take a look at that here in a second. This enormous snap ring, you can see it's beveled and that side goes up. We're going to take our rear planets and we're going to set that down underneath. Oh, I didn't want to dip my towel in oil. Okie dokie, guys. Let me set you up here on the table. Give you a little look in here. Okay. So this is the center support. It houses 2nd and 6th up here. And on the back side, low gear and reverse. So let's take a peek inside. Take a peek under the petticoats. Snap ring. Why do I always get right in your way? What a putz. Okay, so let's see. 2nd and 6th. Man, it doesn't look bad for being sitting out on the deck. Okay, 2nd and 6th is there. Low and reverse is going to be here. And do your best to keep these snap rings together with your gear sets, because you never know what the hell's gonna go on. I mean, you could step away from something for just a half a minute and then forget what you're doing. And then it's like game over. Okay, so here's low and reverse, and I don't expect to see any wear there. Because, I mean, you're only in those two gears unless you're backing up trailers 60 miles up a gravel road or something. You're only in those two gears for split seconds. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take a little, what do you call it? Cable tie. What are those things that they use on those kinky novels? Zip tie. You know, those things. Grab one of those, put it around this stuff so you don't, you know, if you step away. So, anyway, and then you keep it in order. We're going to take this guy and put him down below. We could disassemble these things, but since there isn't any wear on either one of those clutches, I wouldn't do it right now because we know that those clutches aren't in any diagnostic trouble. So we'll set it down below. And this bearing too. Okay. Next up, like I said before, this is first, second, third, fourth, and third, fifth in reverse here. So let's take a peek at him next, and then we'll get into fourth, fifth, and sixth here. Yeah, see okay? Yeah. And these bands, or these snap rings in this drum here, have a special way that they go in. If you don't put them in correctly, it'll pop out on you. Look at those clutches. Almost perfect. Almost perfect. I mean, you could literally put that stuff right back in there. But I'm not going to because, like I said, this thing's been sitting out and who knows what else is going on with it, if anything. Okay, now we'll dip in here, pull out this snap ring. This one's kind of a booger because you got this in here. This is like your standoff. This is actually your apply for this clutch setup here. Works just like that. This one goes up and down. Okay. Then you can pull out this snap ring here. Again, this one has a little tooth that it fits on, and you got to pay attention to that. We'll turn it upside down. Take a look at these clutches, and these look really good too. Okay. All right, next on the chopping block. Watch this will fall out on you under here. Got your bearings, planetary. That uses a 6-planet planetary sun gear. Like I said before, this is 4th, 5th, and 6th. This one will burn up on you. Thrust washer. But it looks good too. So If we wanted to, we could go ahead and put this thing back together and run it. But we won't. Okay, next up, the pump. Ooh, that old knee just popped. Okay, so this guy has a ton of bolts to it. I'm going to take out all of them except for the ones on the stator here. I'm going to pop it off here. And those are 8s. Alright, so here we go. We got all of our pump bolts out of here. Or loosened rather. Let's pull them all out. Put them over here for safekeeping. Let's have our big reveal here. Are we going to spend money today or not? Ooh, yeah. Look at that. Converter hadn't failed yet. See that nice smooth, baby smooth finish right there? Got lucky. So if this side of the pump's good, normally this guy is too. So you got the stator side, which is sitting over here on the right. This is the pump side. And we're good over here too. Can you guys see that? Looking good. Okay, so that'll do it. I'm going to order some parts. We'll get to going here on maybe a little bit beefed up version of this guy. We'll see what kind of monies I got laying around. I've got to determine a camshaft for the torque converter, but I think that's about it. Anyway, appreciate you guys watching this teardown. We got lucky this time, so we need a little luck every now and again. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you on the next episode.